early 20th century, a young boy named Aikichi Suzuki lived in Hokkaido, Japan. While visiting Sapporo, he found a beautiful doll in a shop. It was nearly 40 centimeters tall, with jet black hair cut in a traditional style, porcelain skin, and an open, innocent expression. He bought it for his little sister, Okiku, who was just a child. She adored the doll, naming it after herself, and took it everywhere, feeding it, dressing it, even sleeping with it in her futon. The doll became a beloved member of the household, cherished and treated as if it were alive. But tragedy struck suddenly. Okiku fell gravely ill with a fever. Despite prayers and medicine, she died at the age of only 3. The family was devastated, and the doll remained as the final link to her memory. After Okiku's death, the family kept the doll on the household altar to honor the child spirit. They prayed to it, made offerings, and treated it with reverence. It was then they noticed something strange. The doll's hair, which had been cut in a neat shoulder-length style, began to grow. At first it was subtle, strands longer than they remembered. Soon it reached down to its waist. Disturbed, they trimmed it, but it continued to grow. The hair was said to be coarse, black, and unmistakably human. Neighbors and visitors who saw it were shocked. Rumors spread that Okiku's spirit had taken up residence in the doll, clinging to the only home left to her. Fear and grief weighed on the Suzuki family. They believed the doll was haunted, not in a malevolent way, but because their daughter's soul was trapped inside. They worried they had disturbed her rest by keeping the doll at home. Seeking spiritual guidance, they brought the doll to Mannenji Temple in Iwamizawa, Hokkaido. The monks accepted it, agreeing to care for it properly. They placed it in a sacred space and performed rites for Okiku's spirit. But even there, the hair continued to grow. The monks periodically trimmed it, preserving the cuttings as relics of the strange phenomenon. Over the years, word of the doll spread far beyond Hokkaido. Travelers, journalists, and spiritual researchers came to see it with their own eyes. Some arrived skeptical, others fearful, and many simply curious about the whispered legend of the doll, whose hair would not stop growing. The monks at Mannenji Temple treated these visitors with courtesy but guarded solemnity. They explained the doll's origins patiently, describing how the Suzuki family had given it to the temple decades earlier, convinced that their daughter's spirit clung to it. The monks spoke of the rituals they performed, purification rites, sutras read aloud, offerings made in the child's name. Researchers inspected the doll. Under harsh lights, the porcelain face remained fixed in an almost serene expression. The hair itself was coarse, black, and uneven in length from repeated trimmings. Samples were analyzed and declared to be genuine human hair. Yet no one could explain how it continued to lengthen over time. Some suggested that the hair growing was merely a myth or an illusion, strands shifting or uncoiling due to humidity. But the monks rejected this explanation. They kept records of each haircut, documenting the lengths. They insisted that over months and years, the hair consistently grew several centimeters before needing to be cut again. To them, it was not a question of science, but of faith. They believed the child's spirit remained restless, yearning for prayers, comfort, and remembrance. As the decades passed, the story of the Okiku Doll took on new life in popular culture. It was cited in books about haunted objects, featured in television specials, and whispered in schoolyards across Japan. Some warned that to see the doll was to invite misfortune, though no serious harm was ever credibly reported. Still, the temple kept careful watch. They did not allow the doll to be mishandled or removed. It sat in its display case with offerings placed before it: sweets, coins, paper cranes. Candles burned softly near. To this day, the Okiku Doll remains at Mannenji Temple. Her hair is still said to grow, though the monks continue to trim it. They believe the spirit of little Okiku remains inside, quiet but ever present, watching those who come to see her. Pilgrims visit to offer prayers and to witness the doll that blurs the boundary between the living and the dead. It is not viewed as evil, but as a reminder of human attachment and the power of memory, a haunting relic of a family's love and loss. And so, the Okiku Doll remains, its dark hair flowing with time, a testament to the mysterious and sorrowful beauty of the old legends that refuse to die. If you think this story is over, think again. Darkness doesn't end, it waits, and the next one might be closer than you think. Subscribe before it finds you first.